welcome back to my channel. It's me, Tamika, aka Skinny Girl in my VSG body. I just want to see how everybody is doing this week. Your girl ain't doing so hot, so we're going to talk about that. I know in my last video I said that I was going to do a what I eat in a day video, but we're going to kind of put that on hold and maybe incorporate it in my future videos coming up next week, right? So I'm going to tell you all that I have been in a little funk, but you know, thinking about funk, first of all, I want to give a shout out to Feminine Funk. They are a plus size t-shirt line, and I am wearing one of their shirts. I purchased a shirt with my own money, so no, it's not a sponsored video, but the shirt pretty much says, I'm just a girl who enjoys rap songs, listening to rap songs that have no application with my daily life, and that is particularly me. If you know me, you know I love 80s and 90s rap music. I am a hip-hop fan, and this shirt was speaking volumes to me. I was supposed to wear this to trap karaoke in Philly, but it didn't come in time enough. Then I was gonna wear it to trap karaoke in DC, but I decided not to go. So yeah, I decided to show you all today on this video. The shirt is very true to size. It is comfy. Y'all know I love t-shirts. So let's see what's going on with me, right? So before we start the video, I just want to make sure that you all subscribe to my channel. Click the link below if you haven't seen any of my old videos, and also click the little bell so that way every Wednesday you will be notified when a new video is up. So today, if you haven't read the title already, which I'm pretty sure that you have, it's pretty much tips to get back to my goals, right? So I've been, like I said, in a little funk. I have not been able to lose any weight. You know, I was stuck in the 240s for a while. Now I'm stuck at the cusp of the 230s for a while. Can I just get out of that, okay? I just want to get out of the twos, period, right? So these are some tips that I wrote down that are going to help me personally get out of the 200s, at least by the end of the year. But we're just going to take it one day, 1 month at a time. So I just wanted to share that with you all. If you all have any tips that you want to share with me, put it down below as well. Let's get this conversation going. And yeah, so let's see what I have on my list. So the first thing I decided to do was examine the methods that I've been doing now. And that's the first thing that you should always do before you start jumping in nose deep into something. Is always examine something first. So I had to examine my life and what was going on around me, like what type of outings I was attending. You know, summertime is always something going on, and so you have to make sure that, you know, you look at that kind of stuff and say, okay, I'm always busy around these times, so these times is when I'm always eating more, or these are the times where I'm hanging out more, so of course I'm drinking. I don't drink much, but you know, I'm drinking, I'm eating more, I'm eating the wrong foods, you know, things like that. And so I sat down and I did that, and when I did that, you know, I looked at my different habits, because if you don't recognize your habits, how are you going to change, right? And what I did was I pretty much went back to the basics, right? I sat down and said, okay, Tamika, you want to lose, you know, a certain amount of weight by this particular time. So this is what you're gonna have to do. And that's what I'm here to tell you what I'm going to do. So I wanted to hold myself accountable for me getting back into this weight loss thing head on, right? So in order for me to become accountable, you all know that I was doing RI 28, which I have signed up for the August challenge. Now, for whatever reason, I get into maybe week 3 and I just forget all about it. I'll be like, yeah, forget that eating right, forget them workouts, because I'm sleepy, I'm going to sleep in, forget that 4 o'clock time. No, Tamika, you have to, first of all, 1, stop wasting money that you don't have, and 2, you know that the program works because you've seen the success it has on people. One of my friends, he decided to join the program with me late last month, and in 3 weeks he lost 17 pounds. Now, yes, you know, men are totally different when it comes to women, when it comes to losing weight. So, you know, we always use that as an excuse, but I can't use that as an excuse. You know what I mean? I had to hold myself accountable for not doing what I was supposed to be doing. Yes, I was doing some of the workouts, but I wasn't doing all the workouts. Yes, I would skip a few days, but I would skip a few days but never double back up so that way I can get caught up. I would just skip the day and just move on. I can't do that anymore. I refuse to do that. So for the month of August, what I did was, like I said, I wrote down some tips, and the first tip that I did was I wrote down my goals. I wrote down short-term goals and long-term goals. Now, of course, my long-term goal is to get out of the 200s. I'm at 233 now. So some of y'all might be like, oh, 33 pounds, that's not a lot. That's a lot when the scale is not moving, okay? When things ain't moving, you like, we got to get that thing changed. So, you know, I had to come up with some realistic goals for myself. I'm not gonna think of something weird and outlandish. So I gave myself to the end of the year, the beginning of January, in order to lose those 33 pounds. I also gave myself a short-term goal because I'm getting back into this RI28, and because, like I said, I know the program works because I've seen the results. I've seen how, you know, the people are doing phenomenal on it. I'm gonna have to follow this program to a T. It just is what it is, and it's not a hard program to follow. It's just that I'm being stubborn and dipping back into my old ways, so, and those old habits, you know. I gotta cut that out. Gotta cut it out. So my short-term goal is to make sure that I do those RI28 workouts. They're only 35 to 38 minutes a day. I gotta get my behind up at 4 o'clock in the morning again. Some of y'all may be like, girl, you crazy for waking up that early, but that's the only time I can fit it into my schedule, unfortunately. Because I like, y'all know I love me some Zumba. Zumba is in the evening times on, you know, 3 to 4 days out of the week. So I have to make sure that I am attending those classes. So some of those days I will be doubling up and doing RI28 and also doing Zumba. And my goal for the month of August is to lose 10 pounds. So in order for me to be held accountable for that, what I'm going to start doing is doing my RI28 August challenge vlogs again, right? So I did June, I didn't do July, but I'm definitely going to do August. A lot of you like the vlogs and love my honesty in those videos because a lot of you decided to join the program because of my video. So if you decide that you want to join the challenge for August, you have until August the 14th. Click the referral link in my description box below, right? Another tip that I feel like is going to help me succeed in those in that short-term goal is to make sure that I properly plan. Now that means I'm going to have to make sure that I, you know, write down, you know, things that I eat. I'm gonna have to meal prep. I'm gonna have to also plan out my workouts. I'm gonna have to plan out the days. I'm gonna have to plan out the times. I'm gonna have to plan out what workout I'm actually doing, because I'm a visual person and I have to see it. If I don't write things down, my whole life is in shambles, and I have not been writing anything down. So that just pretty much tells you where my life is right now, right? So this is kind of why I feel like I haven't really felt off the weight loss track. I just became unmotivated is what is the terminology that I'm going to use. So that's another thing that I'm going to do in order to be successful in this weight loss for the month of August. Now, a third tip that I wrote down for myself is I'm going to set a reward. So some people may say, you know, as a reward for them for losing so many pounds, that they're going to have like maybe like a cheat meal. I don't want to do that because I know me. And when you know yourself, you know, like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna have a cheat meal today. You know what? I'm gonna make it a cheat weekend. You know what? I'm gonna have a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And then next thing you know, I'm back off the wagon of eating right? So because of that, no, a cheat meal may work for, I know my strengths and my weaknesses. And I know that a cheat meal is not gonna be a strength for me or a great reward for me because, you know, I love food. Now, I'm not gonna say that I'm not gonna have a few, you know, meals here and there that are kind of like, you know, but you all already, I had explained in my last video that me and my friend Dickie are doing, pretty much we're gonna be pescatarians for the month of August. And so, I'm just successful in that, but I've been craving sweets. So, I've been trying to find substitutes and things to work on my sweet craving. So, we'll see how that works. But I wrote down a reward that's going to help me get to 2 of my rewards. So what I said was, for each pound that I lose, now mind you, I want to lose 10 pounds. So that if I do $10 a pound, by the end of the month or the challenge, right, I should have about $100, right, if I lose my 10 pounds that I'm supposed to lose. So I figure that with that $100, I'm gonna do one of two things, or maybe both. So one I'm gonna do is treat myself to a massage. And you know, if you've been working out hard and being diligent with your workouts and eating and things like that, your body is gonna need some type of rest, and it's gonna need some type of release, because your muscles are gonna be all tight, and you know, your body gonna be sore. So why not enjoy a massage? Who don't like massages? You're crazy if you don't. And I also said that I was gonna treat myself to some new workout clothes. Like, hello, when you are walking in that gym and everybody, you know, in your head looking at you like, girl, she's doing it with the new workout pants on. They don't know they're new or not, but you know, when the lights in the Zumba class, you know, when they go out and then that fluorescent light hits and you got them bright colors on and you pop, lock, and dropping it, let me just tell you, it's a great feeling, okay? So that's what I'm gonna do, treat myself to some new workout clothes with the money that I'm gonna save, and I'm gonna have a little jar in order to make sure that I hit those goals, okay? I just wanna say thank you all for listening to me rant and, you know, go on about what is going on in my life. Hopefully this will be some type of motivation for somebody else out there as well, because I need y'all to motivate me too. So leave me some encouraging words down below also, and give me some of your great tips. Also let me know what type of rewards that you all have done in the past or are currently do in order to motivate you in order to lose weight as well. You know, I've heard people, you know, they'll save and treat yourself to a trip. You know, I've heard about the workout clothes or just buying regular clothes, you know, period. So let's get the juices flowing with some creativity out there. If you all have any recipes out there that you want to send me those as well. Now, I'm not a proclaimed chef, but I know how to read the instructions, okay? So I need y'all help as well. So make sure that you subscribe to my video. I hope to see you all next week. And I hope to have, you know, some good news about some weight loss next week as well. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.